Alright, here are my trickier problems. So over here, we have x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 3 times x to the power of 4. So what we can do is we can work out the top of the fraction, work out the bottom of the fraction, and then simplify it later. So we have x to the power of 7 by itself on the top, and x to the power of 3 times x to the power of 4. Now, we have the index law for multiplication, so when we times two things with the same base, we add the powers together. Let's do that. So this is equal to x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 3 plus 4, which is just x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 7. Now we can use the dividing law. So x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 7. So that's going to mean that we take away 7 from 7. We take away the bottom 7 from the top 7. So this ends up equaling x to the power of 7 take away 7. Now 7 take away 7 is just 0. So we end up with x to the power of 0. Now what's anything to the power of 0? The answer is 1. So this equals 1. So there you can see we use 3 index laws to solve this equation. We use the multiplication to simplify the bottom. Then we use the division to simplify the fraction. And then we ended up with x to the power of 0, which is 1. Now, this horrible looking thing. We have a to the power of 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 4. So we're going to have to work our way outwards. So first up, we have a to the power of 3 to the power of 2. So using the product rule, we're going to times these two together. So this is equal to a to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4. So this is equal to a to the power of 3 times 2 is 6. And then we still have our 4. Now we can do it again. 6 times 4 is 24. So this is equal to a to the power of 24. Whenever you have brackets, work your way out and multiply the little numbers together. In our last example over here, we have 2x to the power of 3 to the power of 4 times 12h to the power of 2. So we have some brackets we got to work out first. So here we have 4 and we have a power of 1 and we have 4 and a power of 3. Now I'm going to use a few shortcuts here because I'm going to run out of space otherwise. So 4 times 1 is 4. We end up with 2 to the power of 4. And then x to the power of 3. X to the power of 3 times 4, which is 12. Times 12 to the power of 2. And then h, so we're timesing these powers together, and then we would also have h to the power of 2, because 1 times 2 is 2. Now we have 2 to the power of 4, x to the power of 12, times 12 to the power of 2, and h to the power of 2. Now we can simplify this once more. First, do we have any bases that are the same? No, we don't. So what we can do to simplify this is we need to evaluate the numbers and then get rid of the times. So 2 to the power of 4, so 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So 16 x to the power of 12 times 12 to the power of 2 is 12 times 12. That's 144 h squared. So now what we need to do is we need to evaluate the numbers. So you'll need to do 16 times 144. And we have x to the power of 12 and h to the power of 2. So we have x to the power of 12 and h to the power of 2. Now, let me just quickly chuck that into the calculator. Is 2,304. These are just some examples of tricky problems that you might come across when looking at your index laws. Good luck with the questions, and I'll see you in the next video.